Hi, I'm Cheyenne. This is Cheyenne New, and welcome back to another Variety Half Hour. And I'm here with my special guest, Suhna. Not only is he my friend, but he is an aspiring artist, both graphic design and music. He is super talented, good at parkour, all around badass. Suhna.
Hey, how's it going? Glad to be on the show. Anything for my good friend Cheyenne. You guys might not know me, but I love you guys all the same. Here to spread the love, and I love creating content, so anytime you guys want me here, holler at it and I'll always pull up.
Yeah. How are you, Suhna? How's things going?
Doing pretty good, given everything happening right now. It's making sure I'm staying safe, checking out my friends and family, focusing on my art and what I'm working on, and making sure I'm using my platforms to spread awareness and make sure that with using my voice and where I am, I can help spread the movement and everything. Make sure putting out what's important out there for the people.
Yeah, but everyone doesn't have to be out in the streets yelling at police officers. Like, that shit gets a lot done, but if that's not you, then find what you can do for the movement and ride that shit out.
Make sure you do a lot of research, find refutable places where you can donate resources. Me personally, I was out there in Charlotte and Uptown, days for different locations, protesting, walking out with a sign. A few days afterwards, me and my friends, my roommates, would go out there with supplies in our backpack, medics, and hand out snacks and some food and whatever people need. I would carry medicine and everything. But definitely, if you don't feel comfortable being out there per se, because there are a lot of things happening in the world, COVID-19 and everything, that makes a lot of sense. That's okay. Don't hold you to it. But there are other avenues and resources that you can use to help spread awareness and make sure you can get your voice heard. So definitely spend some time to research. I'm sure you'll probably have links or somewhere in the bottom.
Just put it to work. So now we're gonna dive into our first topic.
Gotta have some fun here, gotta mix it up a little bit. I'm feeling this kid. Let's see. Gender reveals.
All right.
Okay.
Something.
Okay. I feel like this is an interesting topic.
Yeah. I think gender reveals are kind of cute. Like, I know a lot of people think they're bad or atrocious or white, but I think gender reveals are a cute way to celebrate being pregnant, while also, like, I think it's almost like a sign of privilege. Like, imagine having so much money and family and resources to be like, guess what gender my baby is? Ta-da! And then if the baby turns out to be trans or non-binary, you can just have another one.
I like that. For me, gender reveals, me personally, it never really bothered me as much. I was 5 years old when my sister revealed to be coming on the way, and it never really bothered. I was excited to have a sibling, kind of wanted a baby brother, but you know, you do what you do with it. You really mind, you know, play with the cards you have. I still love her all the same. I love her to death, my little sister. For gender reveals, I do see where you're coming from, though, because normally you don't really see people fixate too heavily on it. They'll most likely like go figure it out, the doctor, and then like they might have a small gathering. For me, whenever I eventually have children, I'll probably do a reveal, not like a reveal party, but I'll probably be telling a small gathering, like, hey, it's a boy or it's a girl. And like you said, if my child happens to want to go non-binary, or they feel like they are actually a different gender, it wouldn't bother me. I accept them. That's my baby. I love them regardless. Shape or form, that's my baby.
So what could be the downside of gender reveals?
Nowadays, I feel like the downside would most likely be, it kind of puts like a lane, like, you know, like kind of like you said, that you don't really see people do it more so for the child or just like celebration of life, but more so feeling it kind of like, yeah, it's baby, we're gonna have this giant party.
Right. I feel like gender reveals are like Christmas. It's just it's an excuse to get everybody around and have gifts.
I mean, hey, yeah, your aunt only wants to come around when there's wine, so.
Yeah.
I also get it now.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it could be bad for like, because if you've only seen it in like conservative parties and stuff where people are like super, oh, it's a girl, so we need ponies and ribbons and blah, blah, blah. It's like that can be damaging. But if you're just using gender reveals party as a time to like celebrate with your family that you've got a baby and you know what the gender is, then
yeah, exactly. Like, you can't really go anywhere wrong with it because they're celebrating the new life who will eventually be here and meet everybody. But if you're not careful and you, like you said, if it revealed to be a girl and start getting all the ponies and Barbie dolls, makeup, everything, and it turns out that they like to paint and ride dirt bikes, it can be a bit of a pushback. So, you know, you kind of gotta take it with a grain of salt, I would say. I know if you might have some advice for that. Just a grain of salt. Stuff, because you pull up to a baby shower with just like a hug and like, I'm so happy for you. You're gonna get some side eyes from Martha Sue sitting there on the couch, but you pull up with about 80 to 100 bucks worth of gear for the baby girl. They gonna love you and cherish you. Oh my God, well, thank you so much. So there's kind of the underlying motive where they kind of expect you to bring something. So there's kind of that monetary value behind it. Whereas a gender reveal, it's a bit, I would say it's a bit more pure. And it's like meaning. You're just revealing the gender of your child and celebrating the life that is going to come soon.
Okay, so I have 2 points. One, I attended my very first baby shower this year. Homie said everyone must bring Huggies Pampers. So that was just number 1, like obligatory gift. And then she also had like a gift registry that you could also choose so that she didn't get like more than one of what you wanted.
Yeah.
So I was like, very smart. On the second hand, me personally, if I ever become pregnant with a child, I'm having a pregnancy announcement party where I want diapers. I'm having a gender reveal party where I want money. And I'm having a baby shower where, oh wait, are we done with gender reveals?
Yeah, we kind of first started. You know, we got your firm stance and your love language.
I want things. Give me things.
Jewelry.
So now we're going on to the second topic, and I'm choosing.
Doing a little dance. This is the 2 topic dance.
Cosplaying while black. So obviously I've been into anime and manga since I was in elementary school, and I didn't really know that cosplaying was a thing until maybe middle school, high school.
Yeah.
And then I realized how hard it is to find black characters to cosplay as.
Yep.
And even worse, I realized that there's not that many women in the manga that I was reading that I would even want to be. Because Naruto was like the first major series that I saw where people were cosplaying like Kakashi and Naruto and stuff. And it's like, in what world would I want to be Sakura? Like, in what world would I want to be Hinata? Because I hadn't finished Shippuden at that time.
Yeah, and then you find out about villages that have people of color about maybe midway through Shippuden.
Yeah.
Village. I think it was either the Clown. I think it was
Yeah.
Clown.
The one that,
The right guy,
yeah, and that only had one female character, and she had like the bright red hair, and I can't remember she's Choji's wife.
Yeah.
Is what I remember her for.
Yeah.
She's my favorite mom, because now it's gotten to a point where there are a few black female characters that I could see myself cosplaying, including Chocho from Boruto. And like, I've kind of opened my eyes to that now, but as a kid, it felt very limited as to what I could cosplay as a Black person. And that I felt like if I cosplayed someone white or someone Japanese, well, more so Japanese, obviously, in anime and manga, then like people would call me out and be like, well, you're too dark, your hair is not like this, you're blah, 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 blah. And so, and I'm plus size, so it's like there's not any plus size women in the manga and anime that I enjoy except for JoJo from Boruto. Like, very recently did I feel represented in anime.
It's very true. I understand that. I also have a pretty knowledgeable background in anime and manga. I've been reading and watching since I was...
That's why he's on the show.
Since I was riding tricycles. Keeping the long and short, first manga I ever read was Shaman King. And I'm so happy it's coming back next year. Shaman King, gang, you already know what's up. And the first anime I ever fell in love was Ghost in the Shell. Going off of those two shows, Ghost in the Shell, there aren't really a lot of characters that are of color that I'm aware of, especially from the main team of Section 9. And in Shaman King, you only really have one character. His name was Choco. He had a jaguar spirit with him. And I do love Choco. But like you, I didn't really know much about cosplay until I would kind of see, like, watch. I first learned about it watching E3. If you're into the gaming scene, that's like your big thing every year. And I would see people cosplaying video game characters. And with video game characters, that's pretty decent because anybody can wear a Master Chief suit. Anybody can be a Bloodborne hunter or a Guardian from Destiny, and that's fine. But once you start getting into anime, it did become a bit scarce. We would go to Ichiban Con, and I would see a lot of Kiritos, Asunas one year. Then when My Hero came out, Deku and Todoroki and Bakugo and whatever have you. But you know, you don't really see Yoruichi. You don't really see Chojo's mother from Shippuden. You don't really see big guy from Air Gear, Big Boy. I forgot his name, sorry.
It's okay, me too.
And for me, because it kind of really did make it difficult for me to want to get into cosplay. My first ever cosplay, I cosplayed Division Agent from Tom Clancy's The Division, one of my favorite games. Because that one is more so just you are the Division Agent. And I felt like that was easier, because more like, hey, your name here, this is you. Because it was hard to find representation in other characters, especially in the gaming world and more so in the anime world. Because you can see it. You can see, people might not say it, but you can see the way people react when they see a Hispanic woman or a male, or a Black woman or a male cosplay Ichigo. You know, last Ichiban Con I went to, I saw, it was a bigger guy, maybe about half a foot taller than me, almost 6 feet and everything. He was cosplaying Ragna Blood Edge from, I believe it was Blaze, the video game. And people were just like, people were taking pictures, but I could really see some people that just weren't really sitting right with it. I saw some people kind of shaking their head a little bit. And I'm like, these people are these characters right now. Let them enjoy being these characters. You guys only like when someone's if I were to cosplay Black Panther or Killmonger, they're like, oh yeah, that's so cool, yeah, man, you're like really him. And I've seen that happen. I have a picture, I believe, somewhere on my phone. Me taking a picture with, you know, King T'Challa in his Black Panther garb. And people are so happy to see, oh yeah, it's Black Panther, man, yeah, can I get a picture? And I realized, it was like an epiphany, that it just kind of felt like we have a specific lane of specific characters, but when cosplaying, you're becoming the character, so it doesn't matter who you are the character in that moment. I cosplayed Law from One Piece, and if you want to take pictures, I was Law. It didn't matter what ethnicity I was. At that moment, I was Law from One Piece, part of the worst generation. And that's why I want to do cosplay, to help people understand that it's not about what you are, it's who you're representing. Like, we do need more representation in all forms of media, not just anime, manga, games. I'm talking everything. Anthony Mackie recently spoke out about how Marvel needs more representation. Not to go too tangential off topic, but representation does matter at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Because it's like, even from what you're saying, like before I went to my first anime convention, Ichiban Con, with the rest of our high school friends, like before that, it felt like the only people I had to even see do cosplay in color was like Moana, Katara, the last Airbender, what's her name? Korra, the last
Airbender, the Moon Spirit.
Yeah, or like Yoriichi from Bleach. It's like there were so little like black cosplay people that I saw. And so like going to Ichiban, it kind of made me realize that like I can cosplay whatever I want. It's just gonna take a bit more convincing, because if I try to do Kagome, like if I try to do Kagome from Inuyasha, then most people would think that I'm just a schoolgirl in green, unless I have an Inuyasha with me.
Exactly.
So like, yeah, like I would have to carry a plush Inuyasha, or I would have to have a
they
friend.
might mistake you for one of the Sailor Moon girls.
Exactly.
I've seen it happen.
Move on to the challenge. So today's challenge, I specifically chose this one for you.
Oh boy.
We are going to discuss our most embarrassing moment from middle school, and then the viewers are going to choose who has the most embarrassing story.
Okay. Who shall go first?
Do you already have yours?
I mean, it's embarrassing moments from middle school. They're kind of right there in the back of your head.
Okay.
When you go to sleep at night, I'm sure you remember that one time in band camp. Comment down below if I'm wrong.
You know, okay, I have a story in mind, but your story might bring a worse story up that I've been repressing.
Trauma.
Yeah, so you can go first.
My most embarrassing moment in middle school, it wasn't just one particular thing. It kind of encompassed my whole middle school run. I have, I'm anemic, so my body temperature sometimes for me is very hard to regulate. In situations where it's like 90 degrees outside, I can feel really cold, or I'll feel perfectly fine when it's 102. And in some situations where it's like 40 below, not 40 below, 40 degrees, almost at 40 below. I'm like, I'm feeling straight. Like, you guys see me in high school, I walk around like a tank top or like just a hoodie, and it's almost snowing outside. Like, what's wrong with you? I feel perfectly fine. But it was middle school when I realized that like, I can't handle certain time. Like, I would fall asleep on the bus and it was really hot. Or people would say like, I would smell, but I didn't smell. I just radiated a lot of body heat. But that kind of put a stigma on me. So people would assume I was a smelly kid. But people would that was like, no, dude, you don't smell. It's just you're always hot. And
they're like, you smell like what people smell like before they start to smell.
Exactly, like you just smell like you just walked out of a furnace or something. I'm like, yeah, like I don't know what's wrong. I'm literally just wearing, I went to a charter school. I'm literally just wearing the uniform shirt, the collar shirt, long short sleeve, and just cargo pants. And it's like 72 outside. It was like a spring or something. They're like, dude, why are you smelling, dog? I'm like, yo, I'm not smelling, dude. It's just, I'm just hot. Like, I don't understand. Like, I literally had to confront one of like, what call him a bully, one of my more antagonistic classmates was like, I'm not smelling. Like, I don't like how you started that. Because he was the one who started in 6th grade. I'm like, I don't like how you started that. I never liked that. That wasn't cool. I'm not smelly. I just can't control my body temperature. Like, you actually got to know, understand. And he was like, I don't know, dog. Like, he was being real standoffish about it. I'm like, you don't want to put this on me, dude. And that really just made me very self-conscious over the years about how I carry myself and manage my body temperature. Now I got it under control. I can kind of flourish.
But what's the embarrassing moment? Let's get to the grit. Grit.
Okay, well, the embarrassing moment coming off of that is like, you know, when you got the school dance coming up and everything, and you're just trying to hang out with somebody. And, you know, this was before I kind of realized a bit more about myself. I realized a bit more about myself in high school. We'll probably get there in a different conversation and everything. And, you know, I tried to talk to this one girl. Nothing serious. She was like, hey, yo, would you want to go to the dance? We got, you know, dance coming up on Friday night, you know, coming back after school. Would you want to go? And she's like, oh, yeah, no, I want to go. It's already smell. And, you know, that was like right in front of my boys. And like, you know, I'm sure my kings would know what it's like when you're with your squadron and they go push you, like, go get it, bro, go do it, finish the mission. So you walk up there by yourself, solo dolo, armored up, and then you go make your shot. Now, there's nothing wrong with shooting your shot, and if they just aren't feeling you, just gotta understand. But when they shoot you like that, that shit stings. That shit sticks. That stings. I remember her name and everything.
Damn.
I won't forget.
They threw you into the deep end.
Like, deep into the abyss. I'm out here floating in the darkness like it's Tokyo Ghoul, and I'm listening to Trampoline. I've been having dreams. Well, I can't say it's copyright reasons, but
10 seconds or less.
Exactly. So it just really affected me over the years because, you know, I still have that underlying paranoia. Like, are they comfortable near me? Am I doing too much? Am I wearing too much? Am I smelling deodorant, cologne? Like, I managed it, so it's just a nervous tick, but it's still there sometimes. I'm really focused on making sure I'm like alone.
I can verify that Suhna does not smell.
It's been verified. I'll wear the green.
Okay, I guess my most embarrassing moment of middle school is not quite as traumatic as that. Because like one, I already had like those daily semi-traumas where it's like someone would say, oh, so-and-so likes you. And I'm like, this is a joke. This is a prank.
Don't do that.
It's like, why are you doing this?
Don't give me hope.
Yeah. And so like, I guess the most embarrassing moment of middle school was when they introduced roller skating in the gymnasium. And, you know, it was like girls were skating around the gymnasium and the boys were playing basketball inside the gymnasium. So we were skating around boys playing basketball. Now, I am a bit clumsy.
It sounds painful.
So, long story short, boy throws basketball, misses net, hits me, I fall on the ground. I was not wearing a belt that day, and so my pants kind of fell. The people saw my butt. Now, if that was the end, it probably would not be so traumatic, but I was a chunky kid. And so people saw my stretch marks on my butt, and they were like, she's got tiger stripes. So,
I got you. Hold on. I got you. Hold on. One time for the one time. There is nothing wrong with stretch marks. Nothing wrong. Now, I'm not even trying to like virtue signal or white knight. No, I'm just saying, as a person who has been with people who have had stretch marks, who still have stretch marks, whatever have you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Embrace your stripes, honey.
Which is what 20-year-olds say. But as a preteen, these kids were up my ass, okay? I could hear the whispering behind me. The next class, they were like, yo, something's on her butt. I was very embarrassed. I, from then on, never forgot my belt. And yeah, the most traumatic experience of my life was my gym class seeing that I had stretch marks on my butt and then talking about it.
Yeah, I'll give you she has the trophy on that one. Oh, yeah, took my hat off. I'm very protective of my colleagues. That's messed up. Middle school was a war zone. Can we just agree on that, guys? Okay, middle school is Infinity War, high school is Endgame, okay? That's all I gotta say.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Middle school was one of my like best academic, like, not academic memories, but like I had fun in middle school. Like aside from traumatic experiences, I had like a solid group of 5 to 6 girls and we always hung out. We like did sleepovers, we listened to the same music. So it's like, I feel like I peaked friendship-wise in middle school. And so I had just enough friends to get me through all the bullshit that was happening.
No, I had like it was me and 2 boys. It was my friend Aaron and my friend Bernard. I still talk to Bernard on Snap. I think he stays up in New York, but like he'll see my snaps and stuff. What are you doing? Ball? How you doing, bro? Chill. Cool. And Aaron, I think he went military, so I'm still trying to find him. I'm gonna hang out with you one day, buddy.
If you're not dead.
If you watching this, we can get drinks on me.
But yeah, I keep up with my closest middle school friends on Instagram. And I'm still happy to like see them. They're all like doing good, very cute. All my friends are cute. Like, bro, all of them. You think he's attractive? All of my friends are attractive.
I'm spicy, baby.
But yeah, that's the challenge. It is now up to you guys to decide on who had the worst horror story between my tiger stripes and his rejection.
Unpopular opinions.
Suhna, how about you go ahead and introduce the topic and tell us one of your unpopular opinions?
After like looking at everything nowadays, I'm gonna take a shot at I'm gonna talk about hookup culture. I'm gonna talk about just how the game goes nowadays and how my unpopular opinion with that is like, and not even just me as a male, but me just as a person, I just really don't enjoy just like in general the way people like how some people can treat others, and in a more distinct aspect of it, just more so just that the
Wait. You're going into it, but you gotta tell the people what your unpopular opinion is. Like, what's the statement?
Oh, the statement. I'm not smart. I'll state it. I said it. I did state it. You're right. No, I'm gonna use the time stone. Use my time stone real quick. Don't tell nobody I got it. I'm borrowing it from stranger. My unpopular opinion, I would state it as guys feel two
Emotions.
3 words right there. We feel two. And I would open that up. I'm gonna say this. In the way you see how the culture is going, our generation and the kids like maybe a year or two behind us, it's a very transactional type thing now instead of creating a bond and strengthening that bond over time. Like we would see our older siblings, elders, for us, some friends, I still do that too. I'd rather strengthen a bond with somebody, get to know them regardless of however it goes. But nowadays, the culture is very transactional, and I just want to, my opinion on that is like people are unaware of how that can affect people, both sides, not just men, women too, how that affects people emotionally, physically, and mentally, and how taxing it can be. From my perspective as a male, and talking to other guys online, in person, and everything, because you can really see it on their faces. You know, when you're playing 3 a.m. with the boys playing Destiny 2 or Call of Duty Warzone or something, and one guy just zones out, you're like, yo, it's all right, bro. What's going on? He opens up, dude. Man, I thought like she really cared, man, and all of a sudden she just stopped talking to me. And then I turned around the next day, I saw her because we worked together, and she just, you know, getting out of work, walking around with another dude. But she was telling me I was the world and everything. And just seeing that, and on both sides as well, because when I see that happen to a woman, that really does hurt me as well. You don't want to see someone go through that, and it's just really messed up. But to stay on my point, I just want to really bring forth that we do feel too, we do hurt, and we just come from a culture, like just the societal norm is for us not to just like keep that contained, throw it away somewhere, and keep rolling because we're supposed to be the providers, the framework, the base structure of whatever house you're building and whatnot. But nowadays, it's really important to understand your emotional state, how you feel about things, and making sure when you know shit's going south to just peace out and pick up your crown, put it back on your head.
Okay, so I will say that I guess I can see your unpopular opinion. Like, I personally have been down on men as a whole just because in my like past experiences, I felt like men would just show up and then expect me to provide the relationship. But as time goes on, I realized that one, you can't keep bringing in baggage from past people. Like, not everyone's the same. Just because the last guy didn't like give much to the relationship doesn't mean that the next guy won't. And also, too, you kind of have to communicate the things that you want. If you're expecting a call every night from your significant other and you're upset that they're not texting or calling you enough, you kind of have to talk to them and be like, hey, I want you to talk to me more. And then the two of you can figure out how often you're comfortable talking. If they're not comfortable with doing weekly, like daily calls, and they just want to do like once a week, then you have to decide if that's what you want or not. At no point should you ever feel like you're the whole support of a relationship, because that means that you're not communicating well. It doesn't mean that the other person's not doing enough. It means that you haven't expressed that you want more.
Communication is key. It's also I do agree with that as well. It's very important to establish your boundaries and say what you're comfortable with, especially with communication. No more dry ass texts. Look, this is not the Da Vinci Code. I'm not Tom Hanks. We're not trying to decipher. Okay.
Do not text me that you are bored.
Just honestly. LOL, okay. What am I supposed to do with that?
Bye. That's the end of the conversation.
Legit, I'm at that point. So I'm like, hey, how you doing? How was your day? It was good.
Okay, I guess you don't want to talk about shit. Bye.
Yo, that was crazy. So yeah. She gonna do this. All right, cool. All right, bro. It's exactly like that, because it's not, no. And then people get upset when people become aware of these moments and want to pull out. Look, like, your emotional time is just as important as your actual time in life. Do not waste it when you know that people are not trying to return that to you. And it doesn't matter who they are, what they are, whatever gender, whatever walk of life you have, I respect it and I love it. Do you, boo-boo. But just know that, like, if you try to talk to somebody and show them the world, and they, like, if you give someone the world and they ask for the moon, peace.
And if you're talking to someone and you don't ask any questions, then you're the problem, okay? I'm sick of talking to people and it's like a freaking interview where I'm like, hey, how's it going? What did you do? What do you like? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like I can't get a conversation going because you're answering with one-line responses and not asking me anything in return. Like, either elaborate on your answer or ask me a question.
An actual question, a human question, not you like cats or dogs. No. What was your favorite hobby to do when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Like, that makes you think, that makes you open up. Someone asks you that, oh, well, I love to run around and skateboard. And then you form a connection. Oh, well, I love longboarding now. We should totally go longboard together. Mm-hmm. And, just that pure, that natural, that true connection. But not, it's just a dry.
It's okay, because
it just hurts me.
I mean, at some point, this kind of hits personally because a friend of mine actually made me realize that I was like kind of fucking up on my end too, to where I was like, well, I'm not gonna date a boy if he doesn't pay for the first date and he doesn't have a car and if he still lives with his parents, then what the fuck am I here for? And he was like, damn, bitch.
What are you bringing? What are you doing?
Well, I was like, well, I've been on my own since I was 18. I have a car. I have my shit together. But the thing is, I shouldn't be looking for partners based on what they can give me. I should be looking for partners based on who they are.
Exactly, because everything else will factor. Everything else will work out. The chips will fall, but you need to make sure that base connection is there. Because if you're looking based off resources, like they're a person, not a resume.
But also, men need to dress up more on dates, because if I go on one more date in a dress and that nigga is wearing, and that boy is wearing a regular old t-shirt and Michael Jordan's jeans, then I've got to go. I've got to leave.
I can attest. I can agree to that. As the ambassador for the male community, I do believe we should probably, depending on where you're going, like for real, depending on what type of date and where you're going for the date, figure that out. Switch up your fit. Like, I'm doing a podcast, so I'm like, all black, nice little button ups, and just, get my little.
This was not coordinated, by the way.
No,
we
not
just feel like this.
I come from a very alt-core scene, so I like wearing a lot of black. It's very slimming, makes everything look good, makes everything pop. Just saying. I'm not too fashionable, but I do know a little bit. My mom used to make clothes.
Okay. Well, my unpopular opinion is way more shallow, just like me, and it's that Beyonce is a lot of people's queen bee, and she's all right. I'm just gonna go out and say that Beyonce is just all right. You know, before Lemonade, I saw her as any other pop star like Lady Gaga and
Hold on now, I love Lady Gaga.
yeah,
She's a queen.
and Shakira. Like I saw Beyonce up there with like Lady Gaga, Shakira, all the other great pop stars.
Shakira.
But like I personally didn't really care for pop music, and so like I didn't care about Beyonce until Lemonade. Honestly, I still don't really care about Beyonce.
Careful, you don't want to piss off the beehive. They are strong and numerous.
But I'm telling you that Beyonce's just alright. That's my unpopular opinion.
I can understand that. I can understand that. I came from a very rap rock type scene, so the last couple of years have been getting into pop a bit more and getting wavy. My go-to is still Frank Ocean. I love him.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
And I like Solange more than Beyonce.
I think that's what you really wanted to say. You just wanted to open up with
That's the real unpopular opinion.
Because you said that at first, we wouldn't have made it through the rest of this episode.
That is this variety half hour. If you enjoyed Suhna, he's amazing and talented. You can reach him at
Suhna on Instagram. I'm sure she'll have it floating somewhere or in the description above, below, whatever. I'm not sure how the platform is.
I will put it below.
There you'll find me. I'm normally just posting normal things about my life or whatever. I do a lot of vibe checks to spread positivity. It'll connect to my TikTok and whatever I'm on there. Don't judge me.
And what's your TikTok name?
Same thing, Suhna.
Okay. All right. And so you can follow Suhna in any platform that you prefer. You can catch me here. Bye.
Fantastic.
Now, Didja Hear.
What's up, man?